Let's call the meeting to order for the Village of Round Lake Beach. This is our board meeting for Monday, December 8th, 2014. Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Here.
Trustee Valdez.
Here.
Trustee Smith. Trustee Butler.
Here.
Trustee Mount. Trustee Mattingly.
Here.
Mayor Hill.
Here. Let the record show a quorum is present. Would you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Move.
Motion by trustee Valdez, second by trustee Mount. Any additions or deletions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that's approved. We have the council meeting minutes from November 24, 2014. Any corrections or clarifications? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Motion by trustee Mount, second by trustee Butler. Again, any questions or clarifications? Again, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that's approved. Let's see, back to the right agenda here. We have approval of expenditures of $2,469,665.71. Staff all had a chance to review these. The board members have had a chance to review these. Anyone on the board have any questions on any of those items? If not, is there a motion to approve? Motion by trustee Valdez, second by trustee Husk. Once again, any questions on those, any of the bills? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly. Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. We have no ratifications tonight, so we'll go on to our committee reports.
Excuse me.
Trustee Mount?
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me, I had a little cough. I do like a crowd here tonight. For a SWACO report, with Christmas coming up, I just want to make a reminder for everybody planning their Christmas parties to purchase paper plates and paper cups rather than styrofoam. Remember, when we throw away styrofoam stays in the landfill for 1,000 years. The paper products, they'll disintegrate in about 90 days, 120 days. So we definitely want to save our landfills, and we want to purchase the paper items. Because after Christmas, we got to remember that Round Lake Beach Public Works will be picking up Christmas trees. That's another recyclable item that we do, and there'll be dates for those. I don't know if we have those already. It's like usually the second and third week of January. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Gary. And we want you to put those Christmas trees, those live Christmas trees, along the curb, but do not put them in any plastic bags. We'll take those trees and we'll mulch them up, but we don't want plastic bags on them, okay? Broken Christmas lights are also recyclable. We're going to have at least 3 household chemical waste collections at our Gurney Esther Street facility in January for all your solid waste needs, and you can bring those broken and discarded Christmas lights at those events. Next door at the Round Lake Beach Police Station, we have pharmaceutical and sharp needle items bins. They're located over there during normal business hours. So be sure to use those at the Round Lake Beach Police Station. Last but not least, trustees, remember, recycle first, trash last. Thank you.
And if I may add one thing, Trustee Mount, at the Round Lake Area Park District, at both sites, while you're taking out your Christmas lights, and right now, you see some of them aren't working, you can bring all your old ones right now over to the Park District, and they're doing just a little fundraiser.
Okay.
So as long as we keep them out of
Do
the
that.
landfill, it's a good thing, correct?
That's a good thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other trustees have any other announcements tonight?
Yes, Mayor, we have one more announcement. The annual holiday decorating contest is well underway. My wife and I are once again getting reacquainted with all the little tiny streets in town. My wife and I travel every single street in town looking for lighted homes that we can nominate and then award a prize to at the end of the holiday season. I will ask that if you do see someone in your neighborhood or you're just driving through town that you think should be nominated, please call the Village Hall. It's quite an endeavor. The town is not as small as it once was, and we try to get on every street at least 2 or 3 times during the month of December. So if you can guide us, it makes our life a little easier.
Great, thank you. We appreciate your endeavors out there. It's a lot of time and efforts. I appreciate yours and Susie's time doing that.
Thank you.
Any other announcements tonight? Okay, move on to Mayor's report. I have a couple items here. First one's employee recognition. Guess bittersweet news here. Our Public Works Director, Gary Gramhofer, is going to be retiring. I'd like to thank him for all he's done for the village, for the residents, and for us as board members here too, making us look good by the way how well you've run the department. We really appreciate that. We do have a proclamation here, and if we have Clerk Cleveland read that.
Sure. Whereas Gary Gramhofer has served the public and residents in Lake County communities for the past 36 years, and whereas the past 6 years of his lengthy career was dedicated to serving Round Lake Beach, and whereas Gary directed the operations of our Public Works Department with an admirable sense of efficiency, service, and respect for the community and staff, and whereas during his tenure, Gary has been an integral component in the development of strong working relationships with staff, vendors, and community. And whereas Director Gramhofer will leave his successor a department that has become more cohesive and successful under his leadership. And now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and Village Board of Round Lake Beach, Illinois hereby extend their sincere appreciation to Director Gary Gramhofer and wish him a long, healthy, and enjoyable retirement, which he has definitely earned.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
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 Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Here, you do have a nice little framed proclamation here for you. Thank you so much for all you've done for us, the village, the residents, and came in and calmed the staff down. You made things good. Thank you. That's a lot of your credit.
Just wanted to say thank you for over the years, all your support and confidence in me. The best part of this village is all the people, from all of you, the department heads, and Public Works has a great bunch of guys. So I think the next director is going to be in good hands. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary. Now, you're not planning on changing your phone number, are you?
Maybe he should just keep the village phone for about 6 months.
Yep, I agree.
It's also our honor tonight to announce the Governor's Hometown Award. The Village of Round Lake Beach Cultural and Civic Center Foundation Board won. We went down to Springfield on Wednesday and received it. We actually were at the link at the Illinois State Library this time, though, instead of Governor's Mansion, and we got it from the, I think, the director of DCEO rather than the governor. But anyway, we received the award. We have a lot of foundation members here tonight, so if you all could step up here, please. This foundation board has worked very, very hard on a lot of different projects. They started out back when we opened the Culture Center in 2007, putting the original gala together. It was a little bit different crowd back then, and it's changed and emerged over the years. I would like to thank you, though, for all your hard work in bringing home the Governor's Hometown Award. This is just a little plaque that we have here. There'll be the big signs that'll be going on these street signs, and as you enter the village, dedicating it to the Cultural and Civic Center Foundation Board. My wife's no longer on the board, but I'd like to also recognize her for beginning the wine tasting that we just held this last weekend. She's the one that took over Beach Fest from Trustee Butler and got that in the foundation here, and they've done a great job with it ever since. And even this weekend was a wonderful time at the wine tasting and Christmas show. So keep up the good work over there, keep making us look good, and we'll be hanging it someplace in the Village Hall here as dedication to you guys. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you. There's more of you that aren't here. I know Dick Bauer went down also to help you guys with the presentation for the award.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, hon. You bet.
Good job.
Thanks.
Good
You owe me a
job,
hug.
girl.
Thanall You owe me a
You
hug.
guys might be want to stand, you guys all want to stand right up here?
Thanks,
You know,
hon. Yeah.
Oh, the mayor
Brian.
wants a group
Oh,
picture,
photo
please.
op, photo op.
Oh, we got
Terry,
okay, the sign back
photo
there,
op.
there you go. Go stand back to the sign if you want.
Always with the mayor.
Oh,
And Brian should probably be in the picture since
you want us
Brian,
to hold it?
Okay. Brian, you want me to take the picture
Sure.
or somebody?
yeah, that would be better, yeah.
Well,
No, they got
No.
it. They got it.
yeah. We want you to take the picture so that, okay,
Lynette's got it.
Brian can be in it.
Jump up there, Mayor, get in there.
Photo op him from
Come on,
behind,
come
Mayor.
on, Mayor, do it.
Mayor, go over by Holly and be in the picture.
Okay.
There you go. Hey, that'll be on Facebook within an hour, you know?
There's gotta be a baby down there somewhere you can kiss.
I'm telling you. Yeah. There you go. Boy, is that a rose between two thorns, huh?
Four, 5, 6.
We don't, Lynette, we don't say cheese here. We're Bears fans.
Hey, I didn't see the picture come out of there.
And while the mayor's walking back up here, really to the foundation members, great job. You guys rock. You've done us proud. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And for you, those of you who don't know, the Governor's Hometown Award is given out for volunteerism in different communities, bringing people together to get accomplished for either projects or sometimes it's building a facility, sometimes it's creating a new trail. There's a variety of items, and I think we're one of, about 8 different communities that went down to Springfield out of the whole state of Illinois this year that actually won one of the Governor's Hometown Awards, so it's a very prestigious award. I'd also like to thank Senator Melinda Bush. She was able to have a Senate recognition for us for the winning of that hometown award. Also very nice of her to do that. Thanks, Senator Bush. Is there a clerk's report tonight?
No report tonight, thank you.
You're all very welcome to stay. If you have things to do that we fully understand. We do run kind of a quick meeting, but if you want to leave, you're not going to hurt our feelings. Okay, under our business area, we have item A, is an ordinance providing for the levy of taxes for the village of Round Lake Beach, Lake County, Illinois, for tax year 2014, to be collected in the year beginning January 1st, 2015, and ending December 31st, 2015. As we had at our levy hearing a few minutes ago, we held our tax rate straight for the same for 3 years in a row. Last year we went up 1.7%. This year is another 1.7%. So a home that was valued at $150,000 last year, with the average 4% drop in assessed valuation, would be about $144,000 this year. See about a $7 increase in your taxes on the village's portion. Now, what the schools do and the park district and fire department do, that we have no control of, so your taxes could go up 100, could be 60, who knows? But our portion will be about $7 a year for the average home in Round Lake Beach. Anyone on the board have any questions on that? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved?
Motion by trustee Mount, second by trustee Husk. Once again, any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. Item B is an ordinance approving a map amendment and certain variances and departures for property at 1025 Cedar Lake Road. This is the former Altman's Flower Shop. If I could please ask maybe Director Wildenberg, to explain this request and the variances that they're looking for in this.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. The combination of these requests presents kind of a good opportunity and prospect for reuse of the commercial space in one of the more prominent buildings on Cedar Lake Road, the old Altman's Flower Shop. The business plan calls for occupancy in the short term, in the near future, for a tortilleria, which would be a new business in the community. And there are also 2 other spaces within the first floor areas of the old Altman's building that could be filled as well. The map amendment pertains to a smaller parcel of property behind the building that's currently zoned residential. It has traditionally served as parking for the business use, so a little bit of a housekeeping effort with this one to bring that zoning to commercial to match its use and the building that it serves. The Plan Commission did conduct a public hearing in November on the 13th to review both the map amendment and the variations. Real quickly, most of the variations that you see in the ordinance deal with existing conditions on the property. The property was developed years ago on, under previous regulations and so forth. So it's somewhat of a constrained site. You will see that there's a request for a parking variation. There's just not any additional room available to create more parking spaces than what's out there at this point in time. In addition, to make the parking work off of Ferndale Road, there's a request to widen the driveway there so that turning movements can be done more easily off of Ferndale Road. And lastly, you'll also see, and you don't see it very often, it's a request to allow a wall sign to extend above the roof line a couple of feet or up to a couple of feet. That typically doesn't happen too often, but the way this building is configured and where that sign's looking to be proposed, the Plan Commission reviewed it with the applicant and felt it was an appropriate variation for your consideration. Additionally, the way the conditions read in the ordinance, you'll see that there's an opportunity to set up with this variation request and potential approval that any future uses that come to the property that are already permitted uses in the C3 district and do not generate any more parking than 6 spaces per 1,000 square feet of building, that those uses could come and go without having to come back to the Plan Commission and Village Board for an individual public hearing for each one of those over time. Certainly, should a use that's a special use in the C3 district come forward, that would have to come forward for its own individual hearing. If there was a use that generates more than 6 spaces per 1,000 that came forward, most prevalent example would be a sit-down restaurant. That use would have to come forward for its own variation consideration. So there's some consideration here to ease and help parking and so forth. Additionally, there are some standard provisions in the ordinance that deal with typical Lake County items that must be approved, stormwater management, and then access to Cedar Lake Road, which is a county highway. The Plan Commission did make some additional recommendations into the circulation and exiting on the property for vehicles. And you'll also see on the site plan in the ordinance that there is a spot and a provision for the installation of a thematic lighting fixture at some point in the future when that particular design would be chosen for Cedar Lake Road. We've done that in similar circumstances on Cedar Lake Road with recent approvals with the Clark gas station and also the RE/MAX office. And also there's a provision to address the sidewalk on the side street, which is Ferndale Drive. Again, it's a typical provision or typical consideration that where there is not sidewalk, that there be some mechanism to try to deal with that in the future. There are a couple options to do that. One is it could be put in right away with the development project if that's feasible with the developer, or as we've done in a couple other circumstances, again, the Clark gas station and the Liberty tax, they've entered into separate agreements with the village where the price or cost of the sidewalk is fixed, and then the payment to the village in lieu of installation of the sidewalk is accomplished over a period of years. The ordinance doesn't go so far as to set that out, the particular mechanism for that. That would have to be a separate agreement that comes back at a later date, but it does provide that should take place. The last detail I think that would need to be wrapped up that's included as a condition is at some point the petitioner or the applicant will be providing a photometric plan of the exterior lighting that's being proposed out there, so it can be reviewed for light spillage, glare, and then the type of fixtures that are being used out there. So it was a pretty thorough examination by the Plan Commission. I think you see the results of that in the number of suggested conditions and that are potentially involved with this approval. But again, just to sum it up, it looks like a pretty good opportunity to start to reoccupy, again, a very prominent building that's been part of the attention of the village for quite some years.
Great, thank you, John. Now, the sign that's out there right now, the standing sign, that's also coming down?
Yes, I believe so, yes.
Okay. Yep. Any of the trustees have some questions?
Yeah, there's just, pull up the digest. A lot of suggestions question immediately. Have they agreed to all of the suggested changes?
Well, the property owner and business, well, you know, the property owner and the business owner and the architect for the project are here tonight. They may be able to, you know, respond to that.
Trustee, the Lamellis are right here in the front row.
Have you agreed to all of the suggested changes?
Good evening to everybody. Yes, we have.
There are two areas of my concern. First off is the signage. I'm not sure I'm wild about something sticking up above the building so far, that you earlier addressed. I don't know how everybody else feels, but we've been fairly rigid about trying to clean up the signage in town.
Not, the entirety of the sign would not be above the roof. It would be half or less than half of the vertical dimension of the sign, which is,
If I could address that as well. The house or the building that's there right now is a fairly short building. The sign that we're asking for is 4 feet tall by 20 feet long, 80 square feet, where I think we're allowed something close to 356 square feet. So it's less than a quarter of what we're allowed is what we're putting up there. And the building, if we were to put this down to the point where the top of the sign was at the top of the ridge, which is what you asked for, the bottom of the sign would be close to people's heads, which we don't want to have that happening. We don't want any kind of damage. We don't want to have people, you know, hitting it if they wanted to. So we want to get that up high enough so it's not a damage situation, and it's really not, like John said, it's not sticking up above the roof too much.
How much higher would it stick above the building?
I think John was right about 2 feet.
If you look in our packet on page 28, there's a diagram kind of showing a picture of it, so you could get an idea what it's going to look like.
That's where I was trying to find it.
I saw that, I just didn't see the scale on it.
we actually do the scaling of the, on the diagram. The portion of the sign that's located above the roof or depicted above the roof line is
My question is, how many employees will you have working there with the parking space?
Approximately 4.
Oh, just, okay. Thank you.
Other questions by the board? Yeah, personally, I'm fine with this sign sticking up like that. I think it looks fine the way it is depicted in the picture there.
It sounded much worse in description than it was in,
Yes, yes. If it's a 20-foot tall building, you won't want that. You're right. It'd be way up in the air then. This is a very short building, that section of it at least, where the sign's going. Any other questions by the board? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
trustee
Second.
Butler, second by trustee Husk. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. Thank you very much for all your time and efforts in this, and do you have a timeline as far as when you want to have this all completed?
We would like to start on it as soon as we possibly can. We were just waiting on the blessings from the village around Lake Beach. But I wanted to thank each and every one of you guys. I know I've dealt in many absences with some of the board members, but I feel that the village around Lake Beach is such a wonderful area to have a business in, so,
Well, thank you.
yes.
We do too.
Thank you so much.
It'll be good to have that building filled again.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you again. Good evening, everybody. Thanks.
Welcome to our town one more time.
One more time.
Okay, we have item C, is a resolution declaring certain police equipment as surplus equipment. Police officers have been going through their evidence from old cases that have been closed, and there's some guns that are available. Is it 54 guns? Some of them have been ordered by the courts to be destroyed. That's be 27 of those, half of them. The other half will be sold out at auction. They were able to find a company actually that will destroy the guns at no charge for us, the ones that have to be destroyed. So that was great to see that happen. Won't cost us any money for that, and we'll probably pick up a few dollars in the auction. Any questions by the board? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
trustee Husk, second by trustee Mount. Once again, any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly. Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
That's approved 5-0. Item D is a resolution approving the change order number 1 project, sanitary sewer repair project, Phase 1, Year 1 contractor is Manival Construction Incorporated. We have to make some changes. We came up with a new road program trying to accelerate some of the repaving in parts of town. In order to do that, before we do the paving, we need to fix the sewers underneath. So we're gonna postpone some of the sewer lining that we're planning on doing, because that could be done anytime without tearing the road up, and replace some of the cracked and leaking sewer joints and stuff like that, so that when we go to pave in the next couple of years, those are all new underneath, and we don't have to worry about tearing the brand new road up. Seems to make a lot of sense to me. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved?
Motion by trustee Butler,
Sec-
second by trustee Mattingly. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. Item E is a resolution approving a service and license agreement with Point and Pay LLC for e-payment services. The village recently purchased a new software system for our finance department. I said actually the whole village. There's also a bunch of new laws out there on protecting the privacy of credit card users. We're gonna have to be converting over to this new company to integrate with the systems and meet all the federal guidelines. Kevin, was there anything else that you wanted to say on that?
Nope, that's pretty much what sums it up.
Okay, great. And also, right now, we've been using the federal or the state website, I think, to take some payments on water bills. Later on, you said we might be able to convert that and start taking them directly through this system.
That is correct. Right now, we are using the Illinois ePay system for the online payments. This would potentially replace that to eliminate the manual data entry conversion of the file from the ePay system into the finance.
Again, increasing productivity. That's what it's all about.
Correct. We're also deploying these, potentially, if approved, these will be deployed to all the departments that take in payments. So today was a great example of we had just one credit card working and it's water bill due date. So it'll make it easier next time around.
Great, thank you. Any questions from the trustees? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Second?
Motion by trustee Huck, second by trustee Mount. Once again, any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mattingly. Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. Item F is an ordinance authorizing the conveyance of certain property owned by the Village of Round Lake Beach located adjacent to 772 East Rollins Road. The PUD agreement between the village and the Meyer Superstores that's going to be coming in provides that Meyer could acquire 2 small parcels of land from the village for $17,964. The total area of the 2 parcels is only 2,782 square feet. That's the 2 put together, so it tells you how small the parcels are. They're very useless to the village, and I think we're very thankful to get the $18,000 for those 2 little parcels. It'll go into tax rolls also, so it's a win-win for everybody there. Is there a motion to approve?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Motion by trustee Butler.
Second.
by trustee Valdez. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount. Trustee Mattingly.
That's approved 5-0. That was our last item of business. We do have an executive session on our agenda tonight. Before that, it's open to public participation. Anyone has a question or a comment for the board, please come to the microphone. Give your name and address for the record. Either state your comment or ask your question. I appreciate you all being here tonight and receiving the award for the village. You worked very hard on that. That was tremendous, and we look forward to bigger and better things next year. And with all the audience members too, thank you. We do have executive session for probable pending litigation, land acquisition, executive session minutes, and personnel. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Husk,
Second.
second by trustee Valdez. Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Husk. Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
That's approved 5-0. We will be in executive session, after which we have on our agenda action on the executive session items, which we may or may not take any action on those items. You're welcome to stay, but it's not required. Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm going home to watch the Packer game if I'm not required to stay.